Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mindseye, and we're going to go ahead and we are going to do July 3rd's reading. It is like hot. I don't know why it's like this feeling like I'm like red in the face. I'm already like angry as a psychic. What the hell did I pick up on? My God, it's not the way to start the show. So okay, we're one day away from the 4th of July. And when we do, we just can't even sue. And I was like, why can't we even sue? We can't sue. I don't. And he goes, when we say it, I just don't know. I actually really do. I really do. It's out of respect for a person. Like, you can't sue them. You can't even, like, bring them to the table and actually bring to terms. You got to let them actually do what they got to do. So here we are. We're about the 4th of July. And I'm like red in the face. I'm already picking up on like something that's just so angering. So let's look at the peach moonstones and try to get it out. So we see the sketches of Sean Combs, and he is praising and thanking God that he got acquitted and cleared to the degree of unknown. We said, how did he get out of those racketeering charges? It really goes to show. So when you go to show and you have to say, is it really that easy? You can't even tell. You can't even tell. So here it is. So this room right here, it's hard to see, and I'm really sorry. It really isn't the best lighting today in this house. But really, Righto, and then this rune that came out is Ingwa. It really has like a show to go to bow to low to a show. But there's like no like show. Like a sight show, like a Ford Taurus. It's odd. It's odd. When I see this and I see Habo, it's a gift, but it's not. It's something received, like a piece of paper received. It's received. A validation, a voucher. When you see this, you see one how it's joy. I feel like joy means something for this situation that's coming in. When I see Hera, I see like getting togethers. And then when I see Hegel, I see havoc. And when I see this, I go, really it goes to show like how well it goes out. It really goes out. So I really don't see anything major right now. And we'll do a little bit of I'll pull it out and I kick it up of energy. Just seeing what we need to say. I really don't see anything. It's really more family. It's more like family causing havoc. But it's enough. It's enough to actually like have like a knock on the door. When I see this, I see wealth. I actually have to say it really goes to the whole point of like what's there presented to you on the 4th of July. When I see power, I have to say it goes for it and to like show it, but like a show of power. I have to say it's just the energy of the wind current. It really is. When I see Othala heritage, like culture, estates, something about the houses this year, it's like a little odd. When you see this, I see the grass, so it's a little bit more burnt. It's not the best of like seasons. And then I say, then that's when you can kind of pick up like on the trolling. I'm just like tracking energy with my eyes a little bit. That's normal for me. Don't get scared. But basically, when I see this run, which means like manas, it really goes on a type of like spin the wheel, like spin the duck. I don't know why I'm saying spin the duck. Barkana. I feel like a lot of babies are born tomorrow. A lot of babies. And when I see this and I look at this and I say like trolling to the point where like they're going, running, high on high, like on fumes, almost like past burnt out. They actually have like a lot of GI upset. I think people have been like running without like anything that they could do. So when I see this, I see the Indies. It really is meant to be a day of rest tomorrow. It really is. When I see this rune, it is canoe. It's ulcer. It's like torch. It means like when you're taking this day of rest tomorrow in your own way, any which way or form, you really have to put it out. So when I say daga, it is a type of solidarity. It really means like being alone. And when I see this, it had to do with something like in like it came like rising from the ashes like a phoenix. That's odd. That's odd. So let's actually go to like the daily rating. What do we need to know? What is going on today? Let's do a little bit of a dig. Starseed Oracle. So it really goes to show, and really goes to show, it's something about like a spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time, energetic sovereignty, observing my source. I feel it's wildfires. I feel like it's the Middle East. I feel like it's the wind currents. I feel like there's something floating around that really almost commands rest to a degree. And when I see this and I see cosmic ancestors, see the light by standing grounded, it really has something to go for it. When, trying to pick up on like what is like written set in stone, it is to go for a fire. Like even up to a campfire, like sit by the fire. And when I see that actually go through, you can't even see like the show of what's going on, like the fireworks or like the get-togethers, because you're focused on the flame. So when someone gets a little too focused on the flame, you got to be careful as always. But there's something about the eye that you have to do. So when I see surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life, I feel like some people actually went through some things over the last like 1 to 4 years to like almost like I said, like repetitively, like 19 years, that they can't actually get any done on certain situations. And when I see this, like doors opening, you decide wild card. I feel like it's the Lionsgate portal opening a little too early. Now, historically, that has happened, and that's what gives me a little bit of GI upset. And everyone's like, wants to give me this like thumbs up, like, oh God, you can't even see this. Power places, ley lines, structure led. When a portal naturally, like it's like a black hole of energy, and it flows through like wind circles, like this throughout the earth, that you actually get a lot more kick-ups and tick-ups of instances revolving, like it feels like this one this year is going to be like a Russian roulette. Like people are going to be a little odd, like embrace your weirdness, face your true north. Why is that? Like by it just happened. It like just happened. So historically, where in history in the United States or anywhere else have we seen a portal open and it a little too early than what is actually stated, where we can find it in records? It was around the Civil War and in April. It was like prior Revolutionary War. December. Why would that open up in a December? It's happening. Keep holding the vision. Like it's like whatever anyone's been working on, like any goals, it really is. Inner child tenderness, innocent, rare gifts. I feel like psychics are a little more like they can't pay attention. They almost sound like they said like gibberish. Life lessons, soul growth, higher learning, more at rest, at ease. When I see this, trust the timing, trust the wave you come in, time is on it. I feel people actually start rushing to like the punt of a gun. Arcturus energy, physical, emotional healing. Like I said, in this summer, was really focused almost post like COVID, pneumonia, bronchitis, bird flu, where a lot of people had summer colds, like residual affect to the point where they were like, Lord, why is this kicking up again? All right, let's go to Pleiadian Oracle. What do we need to know about this Lion Gates portal that's opened up? People are going to go, Oh my gosh. Here we go. Huge timeline jump. That's why. Like all of a sudden, something that is scheduled to be in the public or anything else gets pushed forward harder and faster. When you see this Song of Your Soul, it is a frequency that hurts. When I see sound codecs, it really is like I'm seeing like old radio stations talking about it. Again, push it forward, push it forward. That's what I keep hearing. There was something about this that was odd. Mother, father, hearing. I feel like it's 1989, something in 1989 that came forward, and you couldn't get it done, and all of a sudden you go, do it, do it, do it. Put it right here, right front and center. Everyone thought they were crazy during this time. I'm trying to do a little bit of remote viewing. What was going on in 1989? Bird, eagle, gold, globe. Something about the Golden Globes and Tom Hanks. So when I see this, it's like taking chances. Big, the movie Big. New York, piano man, Billy Joel, to Dunn, Long Island. I say Cape Verde, all the way down to where they say they couldn't even spell down there in Cape Verdean, all the way to Australia. Not Austria. They're supposed to go to Austria, and they went to. There was something that they caught on their travels where they went crazy. Now, when I see this, I see sacred geometrics. I swear that they were seeing color, but they really weren't, and they were like planetary guardian. I feel like they may be channeling something else. It could be, but I could be wrong. It's really rare. It's per se. So when you say that as a psychic, that means liability and sue. So when I go set your vibration, you go, I don't even know I want to be a part of that. Absolutely not. Set your vibration. That literally means anyone who gets a knock on the door by law enforcement or military or anything of that nature, you got to set yourself up like you're already going to court. Because they already know. They already say no to you. Star family, I have to say so. Fifth dimensional access. I don't really see it as a sleep time or a dream time. That's coming in. Crystalline grids. It's a show like how the picture shows. It's just so much stars, clusters of stars in the night sky. It's a pertinent area. It's not what they were originally talking about on how it was Antarctica. I feel it's more South Pole. Just to be vindictive, they would say. What does that have to do with the 4th of July and what's going on? Let's go. I really don't see any obscurities. As far as politics, they're really focused on the bill. But Cory Booker really threw a curveball a little bit on the floor. So when we actually look at it to the highest degree of none, I definitely see a delay to intent, to a relay race, to a cord, like a cord torch. There was something about just the normal races, like a torch race, like relays. When I see this and I see the 5 of Wands, it actually goes to the highest point of, like, I want to get a tissue. Like, some people actually have bloody nose. They get so defensive over this. When I see the Queen of Pentacles, I go, they really are, like, good. They sit fine from what we could see. When I see this and I see the Sun, that's like fulfilled wishes, happiness. But the 3 of Wands, it's on the horizon. Like everyone, it's on the horizon. The 10 of Swords, You can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. The Ten of Swords literally means like it's like a fatal stab in the back, figuratively. Strength comes in really strong over the 4th of July. 550, 150, and a 35. It's like a playing card. It's like a rummy. But when you actually look at it in the Queen of Cups, so gifted with intuitive measure that you had to go get a pistol permit. But when you see it and you see the full in reverse, there's a type of recklessness when actually these portals open up too early. So let's actually dig on that a little bit further. All right, 4 of Cups. Something about ice cream. Cold stone. There we go. It's a slinking of like a type of theft. When you look at this and you go, really unhappy. They walk in and they say, Did you? And you go, no, it's pretty like unison. And then you go, no, what is that? Where is this? This is how people are going to start talking with the Lion King portal. I can't do it done, but I can be a bae. Lay with me on the way to the stars to be the done. And they like that's how they're thinking. They're so clouded, like astral projecting space cadets everywhere. That you have to say, are they attuned? Are they actually listening to any of their intuition instinct? Not what we wanted to remember. It's a fly-by-night show. Just go take a red eye. When you go through this and you say discontented family members over the next like 1 to 2 months, yep. Deceitful, like walking away, turning point. Like there's the door. That's what's gonna happen. When I see this, I feel like it's straight out the bat. It's feminine energy that goes, nope, goodbye. It's not what they wanted when it comes to this, but you can see it. Like you can foresee this. That's why it's funny. Like you saw it coming. So if you saw it coming, just sit and watch. That's all you need to do. So when I see it and I see the Knight of Cups, you go, no, you really shouldn't. There is a like young offer during those times. All right. Now, let's go. Poker cards. Political show. So we're going to go back to the big bill they're trying to pass. How is this affecting you until onto the court cases? They're just like getting rid of the court cases. They're just like, get it out of the court right now. Right now. We're done. We're done with this. Get out of it. So this is like a split show card. So Ace of Spades with the 6 diamonds is a split show, which means they're going to do some sort of move where they want to like escort and usher something in. So when I see it, I go, it's not always literal to a play on words, to a code word, keyword, but really when I see the 9 of clubs, it's something about Ireland. When I see the 2 of spades, it's like I see them doing this. And they nail it with a spear. Australia. I do see that it is something about Steve Irwin, but when I look at this and I go, Ace of Clubs, it's like you can't go there. You can't go there whatsoever. 3 of Clubs. Ace of Clubs, 3 of Clubs, 2 of Hearts. It's a go away. Like go away if they come near you. Go away. 3 of Diamonds. Old paperwork comes back from the past to be literally like a done. I feel like people are called back in to work and saying you need to correct your paperwork from this time. When I look at it and I go, you know, the Jack of Diamonds really is, did you play a game and win some money? You gambling? Those are the things that are coming about in the next week off just that bill. They really are trying to do like any way, shape, or form up to renting anything that they can do to stay there down in DC, to Rix it and nix it all the way down to dyeing their clothes because something happened, and they're running amok to do a shoo away in the court cases because in order legally and lawfully in the United States to usher in a bill, you have to have so much clearing of court cases out. Like you can't have the courts running because they have to review it. Judicial. There we go. When I see the 5 cups, I see the hot dogs, I see the hot dog buns, I see the ice cream to the ice cream cone to the pond. But then when I look, I say, nope, I am not supposed to be right there because there's something in there that is going to be a DONE. When I see the Knight of Cups, I go, like I see this, like I see the otter with like someone holding it. Just like cup of coffee, like can you go look at that? Like so, like many people like at picnics normal, like hey, can you go check this out? Like I just got this. And when you see this, like this was actually kind of nasty. When I see this, it like did the women like say to the men, go buy that? This is a good idea. It's like everyone was on this trend or something again. 8 of Cups. Just look at the trees. Look at the trees. Really not much to like say or do. All right. So when I do that, I'm like, there's really not much to say or do. Let's do a little bit of checking. Like, what is actually going on here? Where you go, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really not much. It really is not much. I'd have to say, are we done? And I have to say, no. Healthcare. So let's look at another deck. Healthcare. What do we need to know about healthcare? So we just had all those arrests due to fraud. On spin of the deck, we have tarantula, and then we have whale. And when you look at it slow, you can't sue anyone because it's in a halt stop. So you have all these medical contracts, which is normal with the insurances and all of it, and with all your doctors and other like practitioners, and you go, uh-uh, nuh-uh, you can't even see this. Octopus, this is like a form of like child's play when they actually have it out in legal and with law enforcement, with judicial comment escorting in. When you see this bear, it really means just sit and watch it play out, and somebody will contact you if you're involved. It goes to this on a butterfly. Don't do anything. It really is like messages. When you see this and you go, fire ants, escapades, like glory. This is what this means, glory. Watching, like all seeing eye. I hear Masons, Illuminati, and black hats. Let's look at that because I see crocodile and we got the Alcatraz. There we go. All right. There was something that had happened unbeknownst where people were not initiated in properly or like orientated or of any of that factor is what we say. But when we actually do this, we go setting your courses, like, did you actually go to school? There's something about retention. Now, as we looked at it through COVID and bird flu and stuff like that, we had like a lot of healthcare practitioners leave, including insurances. Like they were done with how it all played out. So I actually had to look at it and go, this was nasty. Like it really was nasty. Did you really go to school? What did you learn in school? This is all the things that are going through. I haven't even got to the point where it's making me upset with this energy. The Buddha prepares, like they're not aligned down to their footsteps of their toe. There's no clearing. And then you go, why are they standing in a row? That's the War of the Roses with clearing the way in reverse. Loving elementals, the waterfall, I feel like goes right back to the mineral deal. It goes right back to how like something about like that like caught my eye a little bit today about precious metals. Something of a watchful eye, like towers, airport towers. I mean, we are looking at sleeper cells. It's just normal. It's just normal day of productivity of operations. When you see this and you go to the willow, I have to say, when I stand by the tree, I go, why do I get more healing touching a tree than actually going to the doctor? This is heinous. Caught in the ruins, I have to say, yeah, it's really, really nasty. Like it's four-folded over to the whole done. When you look at it and you go to the Queen of Scrolls, that really should have come out, but this actually is even worse, where I'm screaming obscenities. The King of Scrolls, like, where did you get your documentation skills? Spelling counts in a quarter law, and then we kick it right back to what happened out here in Connecticut with our schools, down to New Jersey, where there's no retention of taking the schools teachers and having a aptitude test done. They couldn't tolerate it. We couldn't spell out here or write, our kids. So when I look at it and I say in crescent moon, it's a phase and a cycle, and I have to go, this has got to be right down to the military. When I see this, the Queen of Horses, you can't even make this up. They come in and they're like, I already know. Anyone who's been in the military and law enforcement, I already know what's going on. I already went to the doctor. I went to the medic. I saw them and it went well. There is no continuance on, which is hilarious. And I checked my shoes and I checked my boots and I did everything. But you're not supposed to go there. Everyone's had that, even in like a normal workplace. Like they already know it. They already say no to it. And you go, meeting adjourned. You can't turn back time. Worst correlation ever that came out. Where is this that is popping everyone off? What is making me red in the face? It has to do with the sun. It has to do with birthright. It has to do with how it plays out for many people. And everyone throws the papers up. This is like happy it finally came out. You can't even believe. They're like, meeting adjourned, court adjourned. It happened at night. It didn't happen overnight on a piece of mail. And you go, there was no communications whatsoever. What do we need to know about birthright? Struggle. There's something about struggle. So when you actually use like all true constitutional law and everything, birthright, you can't do like NONE and you can't do nothing. You have to stand by and actually watch someone who has true birthright in the United States act and play out and put it forward and forth, FORTH, because the way it like flies out, they're a little bit stronger, usually the firstborn. Birthright, when it's like talking about old families, is really hard, like really hard to get out, but not really. It really comes in. That's when you know you're being like, don't talk about this. Don't talk about this at all. Not at all. Because you can literally look it up at the library. The true meaning of birthright. Even down to the courthouse. Many people don't realize you can go down to the courthouse and go to their library and do research on law. It has something to do with money. Actual like Roth IRAs, depleted birthright. So when I see 7 of Swords in reverse, the paperwork makes everything blocked and locked up to a standstill. Just on that. When you see this, the 4 of Pentacles in reverse, so unsecured that it is secured, where you can put a brick and play Pink Floyd and say, I don't need an education. And it actually is pertinent. So when I see this and I say the Father of Wands goes through it and goes sitting honorably. When I go to this and I go the World in reverse, you're not going to be able to complete anything because of the way justice is. Justice is truly a wind current at this time. It has nothing to do with paperwork. That is literally in 24 hours. That's how I feel. So when I see this and I see the 6 of Wands, it goes away. When I'm looking at it, it really is a war to a show. And the war came to a show to the doe going into the buck moon on the 10th, to where you go down the ridgeline of Appalachia and you have tea, because it's the summer, you have tea, and you go, I can actually go to war because you made me drink tea. It's derogatory. That is how heinous it's going to get in like 24 to 48 hours. It has nothing to do, and I'm not being towards a hate crime or anything, to watermelon chicken or Arizona tea. It literally means something all of a sudden, like your parents and your aunts like see you like sip tea and you say one word and you don't even realize it, and they're like, what came out of your mouth? It literally goes, it doesn't even matter. It's so diverse. Everyone's going to get smacked over the head over something. So when I look over it and I say the 3 of Swords, it hurts whatever comes out at the picnics. Somewhere over like 2 to 3, 2 and 3 to an 8 weeks. They really know how to slow something down. 3 of Wands, foreseen already it would happen. 1989. So I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, oh, and I keep saying, oh well. When you look at the Fool, it's a new journey. Oh my gosh. When you go to Father of Swords, it's legal, it's judicial, it is law enforcement, it is everything. When you go to Temperance, you can't just walk in wild. You gotta actually get like tamed down. And when you look at it and you go, you can't believe how tame this actually is. because of the way worth is. It has to do with senses when it comes to judgment. So, looking at yesterday, what happened in Las Vegas, right on that road, I'd have to say, like, there's a wind or a storm coming in. This, like, Four of Wands means it really is for show. Low. When I'm talking about like weather median, it's low aptitude tasks to be done. Done. You can't even do a done on it the way the storms kick up over the next 2 to 8 days to 2 to 8 weeks. Normal in the summer. Why? Pressure. All right. Gold Tarot. What else do we need to know? Let's look a little bit more like occult, witchcraft, magician. All right. When it comes to the occult, as someone who studies the occult, anyone who is sensitive about the occult, survivors of the occult, they are literally in their home alone. Like low key. They can feel sustainable pressure worse than anyone else where they don't crack. So meaning with this, when someone who has been exposed to the occult, you can't do it done. So the way that I have seen the occult work is literally black relating powder. When it pops off, when they let it loose, you get sinus infections, you get like facial fractures all the time. And when it's hot and humid with wind blowing, it's blowing in the face. Here we go. Page of Pentacles. Paper on the table. When you see this, the Chariot, it's hold up with those people. Hold up. Don't rush in at them. Hold on. They look grandiose. They look like anything. But when you're like hunting cryptids and paranormal activity, there really are like people who are a law enforcement military or have had like first responder background. They're like, I swear to God, I found it. And they're like, it's a cryptid. It's this, it's that. And they go, oh my God. They're hunting a criminal. That's really all they really are. Where is the source? What made them like that where we can't get it? Let's talk 4th of July cryptids. Wheel of Luck. Torch. 1789. Flow. Andrew Jackson. It was fated. Instinct. Monticello. Strength. Warrior. Nadis. Night, N-I-T-E. Like, it's like the Patriot. It really is. Like, they're sitting and they're like laughing. Like, I didn't know there was fireworks. They blew the ship up. So when you look at it and you go, yeah, it really did. It had something to do with, the current events in the Middle East. And when you see it, it flowed through. And when you see this and you go, Othala, like just watch it over the next 24 hours to like 58 days. Some people are so cyclic post deployments. It's cyclic. around certain events. So I see this, just watch those guys because they really have a hard time. They go on the run. They like run and run and run and run and run to get it done on it. When I see this, you actually have to take like a rod and like start testing the soil, like poking holes for aerating the soil. I bet you any money they're planting already. When I see this and I go like happy, like they accomplished that, and I go this hidden havoc, and then it goes freeze. And then it goes, go get them now. Go get them now. Hera, power. So how does it go like down with cryptids in the 4th of July? So we got Monticello, we got Andrew Jackson, we've got something like set up like the Patriot. And then all of a sudden it goes, no way, no way, no way, no way. So when I look at it and I say, it really is solitude, they really are. They really are. What do we need to know up here? 4th of July. Out here where I'm from, out in Connecticut, we had a ride through from George Washington in the 1700s. It is lore. Lore is a type of like way of describing like impish, trolling, criminal activity that sticks to where it's like it's gotta be in my head that it's happening. To folklore, like folklore would actually be designing the pun around it to get a deal in as much as she could. Here we go. It will be like new over that beginning. Again, alone. There's like something about being alone this 4th of July. What do we need to know? This one wanted to come out. Weak. There's something about weakness. To the point where it goes too long of a pause. When I see this, the 4 Wands, you have to say it really goes in harder than what it's supposed to do. No getting together to a lack of. Something about picnic. It's something about cryptid. Something about, it's old, like Chiron. Seashell. Chiron. But the number 38, I don't know why that comes through. That'll go to stone. Looks like granite, but it's not. Washington Memorial. Vietnam. Victories. So when we look at Vietnam and the way that like everyone's energy post deployments and certain things that happen, you have to say that it dictates. So that is where it is. I feel like it set the tone hard. When I see the 7 of Wands actually go through, guarded, balanced, well attuned to where like anyone around something is fine, but too alone. And it goes 3 of Swords, I really want to go to it. It really does hurt. There's something like it was well planted and well manifested down to where you like, I don't know, it's like potato famine. Let's go look at the potato famine. Where's this energy going right down? No victories. See eyes. I don't see Agent Orange. Being blocked a little bit. Victories. It's almost like you don't even know what like you don't even want to know. You can't even get it out. It hurts. I see more like diabetic ulcers. All of a sudden, that's odd. Just saying out of that one. But when it actually goes to lore and everything, it's odd illnesses. Like out of a sudden, like you sit there and you go, I don't know why my foot is like this, but I can't see it through. But I saw it and I heard it and I felt it. It was true. Contained. That's like something out of Vietnam where they're a containment canteen. Contain. It is a type of like magic. Trying to tap into it a little bit. Contain. Vietnam. Not a Valkyrie. Korea. MASH. Hawkeye. Earl Jones. Cynthia Ford. So when I look at it and I say the Seven of Swords actually comes in slowly where it's very beknownst. And you go Two of Cups. It was a breaking up of like working togetherness when it came with the way it plays out in the next like 24, 48 hours with the school, with the kids, so they couldn't spell. Then you have the bill, and then you have the issues with like P. Diddy, and then the Menendez brothers, and then you have all this, like it's all interwoven. I'd have to say, look at the like Washington Monument to the mall, like the way it plays out. I swear it's almost like Forrest Gump. You can't even where you just sit quietly and just watch. All right. Literary Witches Oracle. Still something's got to get out. It's uncountable. Something is uncountable. Revelation. Old crime. Guarded. Power. Guarded. Wit and fun. Power. Here we go. Here we go. Skull, teacup, and justice. Let's look at the book. I'm just saying, look at the book. Transition, reality, grief, teacup, ease, rest, small mind, justice. A power play done wrong. To do it on. Like you think you're like, am I living in a dream? Literally, you can't even do it. All right, here we go. All right. It has to do with probate. It has to do with wealth. When I look at like Universal Collective, when I look at like inheritage estate property, they're talking about tariffs. Tariffs is an old way of sellable goods that you need a piece of paper and a note to actually go somewhere because you're actually worth something. When you say Daga, you say power, and you say this, like this room would say like go for it. You say Hegel. You say like to the point where like come on, let's like get together and have a party. All of a sudden you go, it is ill fate, but I see Illinois. Let's talk about Illinois. Again, we had the issue in New Orleans where they had 14, and then the other one had 14, 4, 14, 93 right. So when I look at it and I say, it really is a pissing match between issues at hand. Everyone's like, you gotta be kidding me. You go at night. I'd have to say community watches, normal reports on as you can, any which way or form. You see it, you hear it, you feel it, you literally put it right out there. And when you look at it and you say, you can literally pick up on it by riding in the car, listening to the radio. And when you go strength, it comes in a little too strong in those who are still highly attuned and like intuitive. When you go like, I don't know why, but I feel like you need a gift. And when you look at this and you're like something was known in like 1992, 1993, that it would like bust out in a way unknown. And when it bust out, it was a hidden game within. You can't even be the win on it. Instinct flows through to the point where they need like a walker and a cane and a wheelchair. Like the play on words is so heinous, nasty that they need Hanes underwear. So let's look at the crystal quartz and see what else we need to know for the rest of the day. All right, here we go. You got to go dressed up to the picnic. You have to go everywhere that you need to be. You have to see it on a way to like a of a like a die of a lie to a bay of like a say to be the day of like a GE appliance. It's odd. So when I'm seeing there's something like I would watch the water like all on the East Coast on the way ships are coming in support, the way that military is coming in, the way that it all comes in through, because there's something of like actual shoe, like a brown shoe. And that's all you need to know in the next 24 hours. So yes, tomorrow we will be online. We will talk exactly what we need to say on the 4th of July. We'll see how long it goes. But with that being said, any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated. An email is great. Readings and classes on Patreon. A subscribe is great also. It's appreciated. And we will talk to you soon. Have a good day.